everybody.
How are you? Are you comfortable?
I am comfortable. I think I'm about as comfortable as I'm going to be. Hey, my name is Stanley.
Hi, and I'm Alex.
And together we are
the Gory Gays.
That's Gypsy doing her best impersonation of a ghost.
She tries to help as much as she can.
She most of the time succeeds.
Most of the time.
Right. And guys, we are a new horror podcast. We've been trying to do this for a couple of days now, and we keep starting and stopping and finding reasons to stop, and mostly it's me finding the reasons to stop.
Excuses after excuses after
Well, it's mostly
excuses.
For sound
Can you
checks.
just watch the movie and have a discussion?
I want it to sound good, and I want it to, be good, and I can't just seem to be happy with just sitting here and,
I feel like in the beginning we're going to have a lot of loose screws. We will, just tighten up.
Yeah, we just have to get through the first episode.
Yes.
And I think
if we
once
could just
we get
sit
through
down and do it.
We finally are just sitting down and we are just facing the television, and we have the movie that we're going to talk about on mute, just playing in the background.
It's what's delaying us the most is we probably need this, we probably need that, and it's just just sit down.
And you know what? It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be fucking
And hopefully
perfect.
it won't be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect.
Hopefully it will not be perfect.
It won't be perfect.
It's perfectly imperfect.
Exactly. It's going to be what we fucking make it, and that is what it is. You know what, Alex? Here we are, the Gory Gays, and we're a horror podcast, and we're going to talk about horror movies on a more than likely weekly basis.
Yeah. I mean, for you guys, absolutely.
For you guys being our listeners, assuming we have people actually listening.
For you, the one listener.
Which is probably
us.
Ourselves. So, Alex, at least 296 people, because that's how many subscribers I had to my YouTube channel, know who I am. So why don't you take this opportunity to tell people a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I enjoy horror movies as well as any other type of movie that there is out there. Mainly since I've met you, I've been more induced. Can I use that word?
I feel like induced has something to do with pregnancy.
Well, impregnated with these movies, because why not? I've been watching more movies that I've never even heard of or seen more recently, and I've just how did I ever get through life without even watching some of these movies that you've mentioned
Freeway
or that
2.
I've mentioned to you? Basket Case.
Oh God! I had never even seen Basket Case. You introduced me to Basket Case.
I introducced you to Basket Case 1, 2, Basket Case 3.
I didn't watch Basket Case 3.
I can't even say it 3 times.
No.
Go.
What is your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie of all time is The Exorcist.
Okay, good one.
Yes, it's an absolute good one. It's a classic. I think will live forever. Also, possession is something that I feel happens in true life as opposed to anything else, done in horror. Well, obviously, depending on what you're looking at.
Wait, you think that possession is something that actually happens in real life?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, just as I was saying, as much as murder and as much as everything else that exists out there in horror, right?
Okay. We'll save that for another podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Exorcist, did you watch the trailer for The Exorcist movie that I
did,
sent you earlier?
And I'm super excited. I'm super excited to watch this movie, especially because it'll be a perfect comparison between both movies, one classic, one new. So we'll get to see what the difference is between both films, existing now in the same world.
I'm really excited too. I'm excited that they're bringing Ellen Burstyn back.
Yes.
They had originally had it coming out mid-October, but they moved it up a week because of the Taylor Swift concert movie.
And it's a perfect reason. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
he has money.
Love Taylor Swift.
Has money. Yes, I both of those things are just as good for me. So I can't wait for either one of those to come out.
No, we should totally go see the Taylor Swift concert movie.
I'm absolutely excited for that. I will be there.
No, we have to totally go with cowboy boots and hats and
sequence dresses.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to the concert. That would have been a fun concert to go to.
No, but we're only 3 records away from completing her series, her set series.
Yes. Alex has a good majority of all the vinyls of Taylor Swift. This should be a Taylor Swift podcast.
There should be a Taylor Swift podcast.
No, this should be a Taylor Swift podcast.
You know what? Forget everything else that we just said. This is all Taylor.
Fuck it. We're not talking about horror movies. We're Swifties.
Yeah.
There's Alex, guys. So,
and you'll get to know me progressively as we go on with this podcast.
You will.
Introduce myself.
We're not going to have to introduce ourselves every episode, obviously.
Oh, I will.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready for
Unless
it.
you
No,
want to.
it's what I do.
You know, you can totally do that.
That's what I do. So
Yeah.
Every single day you'll get to know me.
Well, I guess we could just get right into this week's movie, Single White Female. I'm quite familiar with Single White Female, and I don't know if this is something that we decided on mutually, or if this was my idea, or if this was your idea. Whose idea was this?
It was all you.
This was all me?
Absolutely.
We decided that we're mostly going to focus on horror films, and Single White Female is not necessarily a horror movie, but it's got a lot of slasher elements to it, and Roger Ebert even considers this movie a slasher film. It's got mostly Lifetime qualities to it. Like, it's like an elevated Lifetime soapy drama with...
Well, now, when you compare it to Lifetime movies that exist in the now, but back then, what did you think of it?
This was something that came out when I was a wee young gay stanny.
Yeah, absolutely something you should watch at
And
6
this was on pay-per-view all the time. And I remember I would order it compulsively because I had that access code. And then the bill finally came and I got in so much trouble because my mom was like, what the fuck is
That's the
Single
story
White
we want to
Female?
hear, the bill.
Of course, but I was fascinated with this movie. There was a craze of these kind of films back in the early 90s. There was Poison Ivy and there was Basic Instinct and there was, what else was coming out in the early 90s?
They all kind of have like that same tone.
That same, like the erotic thriller
tone
with someone, going psycho, yuppies in peril type of thing.
It could have been a mini series, and it had nothing to do with each movie. But
like this is something that could be produced by Ryan Murphy these days. Like every episode or every season could be different.
That would be something really cool. And I'm invested, and I want it out now.
We should write him a letter, Mr. Murphy. Mr. Murphy.
Start with this.
Well, Alex, tell us a little bit about Single White Female. Was this the first time you watched it? Was it with me?
I think I'm pretty sure I've watched it back then. I just never paid attention too much to it. When these movies are happening as a young kid, you kind of tend to walk away from the living room where your parents are at with the same, tit shot out.
Is this a movie that your parents would have watched?
Absolutely. Yes. Especially my dad. He would go out and rent it and bring it and sit us all in the living room and we'd all just, huddle up and watch this. I'm sure
this was a family
I watched
film.
it. The cool thing about this movie, because I'm gay.
Hi.
Growing up, it's kind of awkward watching movies with your family because as soon as like those tit shots come on or some type of sex scene is happening, it kind of makes you feel awkward in front of your family. But this film kind of keeps it clean to where you're kind of like walking out of the room, but you don't complete the walkout.
Let's be real. This movie could be called Jennifer Jason Leigh's Tits.
Oh,
like there's a lot of tits, but the
and don't mind,
sex,
they're good.
And she's got a beautiful body. They both have really banging bodies.
Yeah,
especially for this period in time. But
she is so hot in this movie.
They are both gorgeous. We see everybody naked at least once.
Yeah, it satisfies the appetite, and you're set. Yeah. You're ready to watch the rest.
But to go off of what you were saying, there is not a lot of sex scenes that coincide with it.
Yeah.
That go along with it. So the sex
beautiful.
Is very tame. It's very...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, they're well shot.
Sophisticated sex.
Yeah, sophisticated Lifetime sex to go along with like excessive nudity. It's very strange, but somehow it kind of works.
And she's just attractive.
Which one?
Bridget Fonda.
Oh, Bridget Fonda. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And this was her at her like early peak. I have a really good Bridget Fonda story. I was working at Johnny Rockets and she came in with her young child. She's married to Danny Elfman, the composer, and they have a child together, who's now probably a full grown-ass adult. And they were sitting in my section, and it was just her and this baby, and I could kind of tell that it was her because she still looked like herself, and I waited until I got the card, and it was a heavy Amex, and it said Bridget Fonda on it. And after I, gave her the receipt back, and I was, waiting for the signature, I said, I really love Single White Female. It's one of my favorite movies, and whether it's one of my favorite movies or not, it's what came out of my mouth, You can't hold me responsible for that. But she said to me in return,
"You must have been a really young child when that movie came out."
And yeah, I was 6. She gave me an autograph, and I still have it in a lunchbox or something right up there in the closet. And it's one of my most prized possessions because it's Bridget fucking Fonda.
You had me at heavy credit card.
Heavy credit card, baby. She's a Fonda. That's royalty.
She's a Fonda. Jennifer Layson what?
Jennifer Layson. It's a peculiar name.
Yeah, it really is. Try to say that 3 times fast.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Here he goes. He brought out his signed autograph to do that.
Yeah, there it is.
That's Bridget Fonda.
There it is.
Okay, but anyways, I feel like they dressed her up too much like a teacher in this film. Yes.
Apparently she is a librarian or something, or works at a fucking bookstore, but we'll get into that when we talk about the plot.
Okay.
But tell us about the movie, though.
Okay, so this film is directed by Barbe Schroeder.
Yeah, he directed Murder by Numbers. That Sandra Bullock movie.
Yes.
With Ryan Gosling and I think it was Michael Pitt.
With a screenplay by Don Roos.
Responsible for The Opposite of Sex with Christina Ricci, and he also wrote the remake of Diabolique with Sharon Stone and Isabella Adjani. So a gay man behind the typewriter for this one. Makes a lot of sense.
The book is titled SWF.
Yeah.
So it's funny because when you first had asked me to watch this movie, and I didn't, quite know much about it, but I kept on responding to you. Oh yeah, SWF, SWF. And you're like, what is SWF? I thought I was being cool. It's actually the name of the book. So when I saw that, I was like, see, I was right. Okay, SWF. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, it is based off of a book by John Lutz.
Yes, and John Lutz, well, we all know he has quite a collection of books.
What else did he write?
Yeah, well, I'm not really sure, but I'm not a reader, but I do know that he does have a really good list of books. How dare you put me on the spot? It's already...
I'm joking.
That it stars Bridget Fonda, Jennifer Jason Leigh as a co-star, Steven Weber.
Yeah, Steven Weber is Sam. He's not the good guy.
He's the good guy. What they've made of him is bad. We also know that there's music by Howard Shore in this film.
Yes.
And this film was released on August 14th, 1992. What were you doing in 1992?
I mean, again, I was 6 years old. I definitely did not watch this one in theaters.
I only know how to count back because of the 94 earthquake that happened in LA that time. So if I go 94, 93, 92.
You were definitely here for the earthquake.
Yes, I was. The running time on this film is 108 minutes.
It's funny that it cost $16 million to make this movie because it kind of looks like it looks nice. It looks really nice. I just assume that a lot of the money went to the lead actresses.
Is this where you say this movie cost $12 and... 11 of it went to
Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda, yeah.
Bridget's
and then she kindly split the total with Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay, guys. The film debuted number 2 its opening weekend behind Unforgiven. Is that the one with... who is she? I can't... Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, okay. Definitely Clint Eastwood. You're so cute.
Grossed $48 million at the box office in the United States and Canada. It grossed $36 million overseas for a worldwide total of $84 million brought in, you guys.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes, I have 53%.
Okay.
Metacritic, 63 out of 100. And Roger Ebert gave the film 3 stars out of 4.
So what do you say we just get into it?
No, let's go. I thought we were already in it. Let's do it.
I mean, we basically are in it, which is nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hope you're ready.
Oh, you know what? I should probably throw this out there right now. We're going to spoil this entire fucking movie.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
And I never threw that out there in the very beginning. That's one thing that I should probably let you all know very, very much right away. That single white female will be ruined for all of you.
I'm gonna spoil it like rotten milk all over the kitchen floor.
How do you lock the terror out?
Don't make me come get you!
When you've already invited it in.
Look at me!
I know you weren't yourself when you did this thing.
Single white female. Living with a roommate can be murder.
Be careful, she's crazy.
Single white female kind of goes like this. Bridget Fonda plays Allie Jones, a young self-employed software designer living in New York City who is engaged to Sam, played by Steven Weber. They live together in a beautiful, very spacious apartment that every young couple in every early 90s movies seem capable of affording.
So true.
We're not in the movie 5 minutes before Sam's ex-wife calls, informing us that Sam was there earlier in the day, fucked her, and doesn't want to be divorced. Allie subsequently kicks him out, goes upstairs to her gay actor neighbor, Graham, played by Peter Friedman, who gives her solace, and together they decide that Allie will find a roommate so she can keep her rent-controlled apartment.
Yeah, well, he knows everything because he can hear through the air vent.
He is definitely the nosy gay neighbor. I love that he's such a stereotype from the very first time that we meet Graham. And I had to Google the kindergarten cop twins, because because I recognize them and I feel like that they're in everything, and I feel like that they were like staple twins from all those 90s films.
It was just quite the shot at the beginning of the film, and just to have them both there and they're doing their creepy little makeup thing, and then they just look at the screen.
Yeah.
Look at the camera and, okay.
Tiffany and Crystal Mataras. I don't know if I'm saying their name right. Again, I thought they were in everything, but they were only in Problem Child 2, this, and Camp Nowhere.
Well, you kept watching those over and over.
Yeah. Sam's a scumbag.
Sam's a scumbag.
And it's funny because earlier when you were describing Steven Weber, you said that he was a good guy.
He is the good guy.
No, he's not.
The bad guy is the nosy neighbor.
No.
He's the one that's doing all that sabotage stuff.
We're not going to put the gay guy on a low level at
breaking down the elevators, locking doors.
What do you mean breaking down the elevator? That doesn't make any sense.
He knows that building like nobody else does.
I think I already mentioned that it's a rent-controlled apartment. And this is a very big apartment.
This apartment is huge.
And it's impossible. There's no way that anybody in their mid-20s, early 20s, I imagine that Allie and these characters are probably in their early to mid-20s. We can agree on that, right?
Probably, most likely, yes. Right out of 90210.
Yeah, there's no way that you can afford this apartment. I don't care if it's rent-controlled or not. Engaged, roommate, there has to be 15 of you living in this motherfucking unit to
Something's got to give. Where are the roaches at?
It doesn't make any sense. It's beautiful. It has these big open windows. It has like these curtains that
it's gorgeous. It's too big to fill.
They don't have any furniture. They have like these beds that don't have frames.
I mean, artistically, it looks good without no furniture.
Oh, it looks great. They're doing whatever they're doing correctly.
Yeah, I think I would keep it like that. To me, always less is more.
You do say that. Do we ever figure out what it is that Allie does? I know she's a software designer.
Yes.
But what is it that she fucking does?
I think she designs software for clothing.
It's like a clothing software. Like the way that she shows it off to her future boss, played by Steven Tobolowsky.
Yeah, we only see it one time, and we're supposed to assume or guess and get it together within that 2-minute shot of whatever she does.
It kind of looks like the Clueless closet, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I believe so. And I think that this closet is what potentially that closet became.
She designed the closet for Cher.
So, it's like if we were to swipe left and swipe right to pick our outfit for the day, that's exactly what she designs.
Yeah, I do want to make a little note about how much I love seeing all this Apple stuff. Did you ever have to go to the computer lab or anything like that when you were a kid? Okay,
absolutely.
So you got to play with all the Apple Macs,
floppy disks and all.
Okay, I love that stuff. It's so cool.
I started with the Turtle, actually, so that was, I think, before your time. So we used to play with the Turtle, and then the Apple came along and all that other stuff.
I don't even know what a turtle is, but it sounds wonderful.
It was the worst.
Did you ever play the Oregon Trail?
I loved the Oregon Trail. We would play that religiously at the house. Like
everybody always died of cholera.
Yeah, we had that on our PC, and we would play that every single day.
Oh God! Well, I lived in Oregon, so I didn't want to always play it.
Exciting!
But did you get Oregon Trail vibes when you were there?
It's all I thought about. It's all I thought about. I wanted my wagon. I wanted my shotgun.
Got to cock the thing to float it across.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so Allie places an ad in the weekly asking for a roommate, hence SWF. We get a fun and cliche montage of roommates that do not stand a chance, including but not limited to the probably European model who might be checking Allie out, the butch biker who will more than likely prey on Allie in the middle of the night when she's not watching WrestleMania.
She definitely is.
A weirdo incest survivor with anxiety issues to boot, who is our favorite.
We love her.
And, of course, Renee Estevez. None of these are a fit for Allie, and just when we've almost given up hope, we're introduced to Hetty Carlson, a.k.a. Jennifer Jason Leigh, 90s to the motherfucking max, looking like she just stepped out of an episode of Blossom.
Yep. Is that the chick with the teacher shoes, I said?
Yeah, the chick with the teacher shoes. I love how Jennifer Jason Leigh just makes herself right at home, like right away. It's like such an erotic thriller move. Did you ever watch Poison Ivy with Drew Barrymore?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of it?
I never paid attention to it.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, I was too busy growing up gay. It was just weird for me.
I know that we're the gory gays and we're starting off with single white female, but we're gonna talk about Poison Ivy. I love erotic trash from the early 90s.
Well, she was just so freaking hot in that movie. I do remember her. She just iconic look with the short hair, the red lipstick, right?
Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
No, she had long hair.
Oh.
But she definitely had
Wrong
red
film, then.
lipstick. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm talking about E.T.
Yeah, she was definitely hot in E.T. What the fuck are you talking about?
Now I know I'm gay.
Do you think that these actors are wearing wigs?
Yes, the entire film.
They totally are. And I found this out through the IMDb database trivia because there's no way they weren't.
I mean, these wigs you could find in a Halloween store nowadays.
Totally. And
Back in the days, probably, authentic movie type wigs, but now it's like, yeah, you can find that.
And
really
I never
easy.
would have thought this when I was younger, like, oh, they're wearing wigs. But I remember just watching this a couple of days ago with you when we decided that we were going to review this.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no fucking way they're not wearing wigs.
Well, tell me what movie in the 90s doesn't have this hair?
No, the Peter Pan cut.
The Peter Pan cut, yeah. Tell me what movie in the 90s does not have this hair.
I mean, she looks like Julia
And I don't know
Roberts.
if maybe she was the first one that did it.
Is that what you meant when you said Julia Roberts the other night? Because she looks like Julia Roberts from Hook?
Is that what I said?
She looks a little like Tinkerbell because in my notes I wrote down Julia Roberts exclamation
and then I
point
said that
question
too,
mark.
Right? I said she
And
reminded
I
me of
don't
Julia
know why I
Roberts.
wrote that down.
Yeah, I did say something like that. I'm not sure if it was her, maybe when Hetty cuts her hair
That's
short.
so
and then I
funny.
think she looks more like Julia Roberts.
Okay. Oh, you know what? They both kind of do. I mean, they both look exactly the fucking same. So I wanted to throw it out there too that Jennifer Jason Leigh kind of sets a boundary at the very beginning when she moves in, and I'm sure everybody catches it because she says it like just plain as day. But did you catch it? She says that she's not going to be able to handle it if.
Annoying, possessive.
She's not going to be able to handle it if
she gets back together with Sam.
Yeah.
And then they decide to get another apartment together.
And then Allie straight up says like that's not going to happen. And then Jennifer Jason Leigh's like, great, okay, cool.
I feel like she already should know that is maybe going to happen because potentially they're both human beings and you're bound to meet somebody anyway. So one of you has to move out. It's going to happen regardless if it's Sam or not. She's aiming to meet somebody in the future anyways. It's going to happen.
And I understand that we wouldn't have a movie and that it's there for foreshadowing.
Of course.
But, it's kind of like what if Dorothy just went back in the house when Glinda said, don't you have your broomstick with you?
Well, don't do that to us because now we want to see what would happen if she actually went to the house.
Well, there wouldn't be a movie.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Oh, also, what did you think of the elevator? What was your first thought when you saw that big-ass fucking elevator?
The elevator haunts me because I've been in that elevator.
It reminds you of the one here in the
It reminds me of the one here in Gramercy Gardens.
Wild. I never thought that I was ever gonna live in an apartment complex that has this big ass scary gated frightening elevator and this
elevator is hungry.
I just burped right into the microphone. Yes, right when you said hungry, I belched right into the microphone.
Perfect.
This elevator is something else. Okay, I keep sidetracking. I'm sorry. This is going to be a 10-hour episode, guys. So Hetty moves in, and she and Allie become close, fast, and we get another montage. And I really like this part because they have the shiny plate. And I love it because she pulls it out. And then she's like, oh, look what I found. Where did this come from? And Allie's like, oh, I don't know. What did you find there? And it's like,
aren't you in my house?
You've had that under your sink for God knows how long. Like, that's yours. Why are you acting
the broken
shocked?
Sink?
Yeah, the broken sink. Everything in this apartment complex is falling apart, by the way. This apartment complex should be condemned.
The broken sink thing is just the whole thing that...
Everything is falling apart. Yeah, that scene is so funny. Like, right when Hetty moves in, they find some reason to get both of these actresses completely soaking wet to where their nipples are showing.
Yeah.
It's kind of
they're in a
amazing.
relationship.
Yeah, and this is basically for a good chunk of the movie, this plays out like a lesbian love story. You know, they get the dog. We'll get to the dog, but
but I understood that since she was searching for the next roommate and all those, we had that little montage of roommates.
And all of those women that come to be her roommate are
either they were really
lesbians.
or they were lipstick lesbians, but the looks that they were all giving each other,
they all wanted to fuck Allie.
I'm gonna eat. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, she knows how to just be Allie.
Yeah, Allie being Allie. She just gives off those sexy bisexual vibes. Allie's totally a bisexual.
She don't have hair that gets in the way. She knows how to wear a black dress.
Yeah, the little black dress. And I also love the lamp that Hetty digs out of the trash.
That lamp.
And then I love that Bridget Fonda is the one to paint it and give it back to Hetty.
No, not even that. Later on, they go and they find, like, they go shopping and she finds a lampshade for it too.
Oh, yeah. This movie's so weird. Okay, so Allie takes an opportunity to go snooping through Hetty's room one evening.
I love that.
And she finds a pill bottle, but we never find out what she's actually taking. She also finds a shoebox, and she also decides to try on her perfume and her earrings. Hetty catches her, and instead of growing upset, tells Allie she can take whatever she wants, whenever she wants. Allie is embarrassed. They have a conversation about how Hetty had a twin that was stillborn. All the while, Sam has been calling, but Allie has been avoiding him, or Hetty has been secretly deleting the voicemails. Sam finally gets Allie on the phone and gets her to listen to him, telling her that he is sorry for what happened with his ex-wife, and if only blah blah blah. Hetty hears this and hopes that getting she and Allie a puppy to share will keep Sam away just a little longer, which it does. I know, and then she straight up lied about that dog.
Well, what do you mean? You never been to the market where they're giving them out for free?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Every Sunday.
What? Where?
You go to the market and they're just giving out puppies.
That is such a fairy tale. Nobody would just give away dogs. Where are you from to where they would just give away a dog at a supermarket?
If this is happening in the East Coast...
That's the thing, is she lied because she throws away the receipt.
She is not a liar.
You're so cute, Alex. She throws the receipt away, and that she spends this whole story about how she was like giving the. But wait, are you being serious? People give away dogs at supermarkets and stuff? Because I see that in movies all the time.
Well, yeah, that happens in movies.
But
where they're like outside of the store or the supermarket or the candle shop, and there's just like this lady with a little basket full of puppies just.
Have you ever been to a supermarket or anything where that's happened?
No, never.
Huh. Okay.
But I have seen that in a lot of movies.
I've seen it in so many movies. But we had a conversation, you and I. Would you be happy if you came home and there was another dog in this apartment besides Gypsy and Olivia?
Whoa, do we live together?
Well, yeah, we live together.
Well, I wouldn't be happy. But that's just the Gemini in me because I didn't control the situation.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, Alex and I have the same birthday.
We do have the same birthday.
We should throw that out there. We have the same birthday. June 12th, baby. We also share a birthday with Anne Frank. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, she's the best.
Oh, I mean, she is the best, but that's just kind of a buzzkill of a story.
Not really.
You know what I mean? If I came home and you had a dog, I'd be all about it. And
yeah. You'd be licking the walls, me, everybody.
Yeah, I'd be licking everything.
Me. I would have to raise the roof. There's a storm in here.
You'd be mad
things
first.
Things be flying.
And see, Allie is upset at first, but then of course, you know, it grows on her. But Hetty knows that this dog will kind of...
Not the dog.
Yeah, she knows that this dog will get to her in that kind of way, and that it will keep her connected to her for just a little while longer and keep Sam at bay.
There she is.
And this is where
her with this dog, right?
Yeah, like she traps her with the dog.
Yeah.
Emotional entrapment, and this is where it turns into that. I love that. You should. I don't. It's probably already coined, but this is where it turns into that lesbian love story that I was mentioning with the Polaroids and the puppy love and
blah,
blah,
blah.
This and is it's super cute.
Absolutely. I think we've probably done that same exact shot.
Yeah.
Without us, but before I even saw this movie.
Where's the fucking Polaroid camera? We have an Instamax.
I guarantee there's a picture somewhere out there that has that exact same shot of us on the bed with the TV in the background, Judy Garland playing back there.
100%.
Carnegie Hall,
the live album is
I was
here
just
somewhere.
About to say, I'm pretty sure you know what film it is playing in the background.
You can just tell that this movie was written by a gay man. There's so many funny one-liners. There's so many like throwaway lines that only like gays like myself or Alex.
Well, yeah, and he could have put Bridget Fonda in any other outfit, but he put her in his Barbie's, dream world outfits.
The entire time, the little short skirts. Like this is.
If I had hair, I would have it this way. Sure enough,
it's too much. Okay, so Graham tells Allie that he recently saw Hetty leaving the apartment looking like her. It's right around this time that Allie comes home and discovers that Sam is waiting for her, wanting to get back together.
So that's the first red flag. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's like the first red flag that I noticed where somebody notices that she's kind of like out of it. And then it's really not that loud. Like they're just so cozy about it. Like, oh yeah, she was wearing your outfit, and yeah, I thought it was you. And
they do this like right here in the same part too. They kind of like pass over it, and I think that it's because they want us to know that there's something wrong, but they're trying to give it a little bit of shade so they can fill in some time, because this is nearly a 2-hour movie and they need to fill in some time, and there's not a lot of character development, so they need to
Is that why they throw the cookies for dogs lanes in there, just to keep us busy?
Yeah, you're so funny. They're trying to keep us distracted, you know what I mean? And you have a good point. Allie and Sam have a very melodramatic fight, and that's where we learn that Sam has been trying to get a hold of her for a while now. Only to apologize.
He got caught, she found out.
Yeah. We find out that Sam has been trying to get a hold of Allie for a while now to apologize, and has even sent letters, none of which Allie has received. Hetty can be seen watching from a different part of the complex and is caught by the little old woman who makes cameos in other movies like In the Mouth of Madness. She's in like every fucking movie that you've ever seen. Hetty goes to work and tries to call Allie from her job, but Allie and Sam have checked into a hotel that Sam has been frequenting, where they fuck a bunch of times and renew their engagement. This is like the sexy, non-sex scenes that we see.
It's
like
just
they're,
bodies.
Yeah,
boys.
they're positioned in like
bodies.
Dark, shadowy blue light, and you don't really see tit, but you see like half a tit, and you see like the
it's
like silhouette
90s.
of a backside of Steven Weber. It's really sexy, but it's not like too excessive. Like it's really well shot. I like marketing. The director of photography. Like I wrote his name down, but I don't know where the fuck it is. Hetty works at a library, right? Like they never really tell you where Hetty works. Where does she work? We finally have it kind of figured out that Allison or Allie, this is the first time I've called her Allison, that Allie works as a self-employed computer software designer who has designed Cher's future closet. What does Hetty do?
She's a librarian.
Wait, did you just make that up?
No.
She is a librarian?
I can tell by her outfits. I mean, she has those like
I can tell by
Little
her
House on the
outfits.
Prairie collars.
Okay, so she's a librarian because of the outfits that she wears every day. Okay.
Absolutely.
You know
and
what?
no offense to librarians, those outfits are on point. We love those, you know, the lug type shoes and those collared dresses are great, and the shoulders. But
Alex, I'm going to give it to you. She's a librarian due to the flavor of clothing that she has adorned herself with on a daily basis.
Adorned is correct.
I like that. This is also around the part where she kicks the dog, and we all know it's going. If any person in a movie kicks a fucking dog, we all know
this isn't for you, when she kicks him.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Okay, so Allie comes home to Hetty waiting for her in her bedroom in the dark. Very Fatal Attraction. Hetty goes on to give Allie the 3rd degree.
Mm-hmm. She gets all mom on her.
Very mom. Allie telling her she feels like she's 16 years old. Yep. Hetty sees the engagement ring that Sam has given Allie and gives Allie the good old, "You're too good for him, you deserve the world" female power check.
The ugly girl tells the pretty girl how pretty she is. Classic 90s trauma.
Very, very much. And this is the move-out combo. Have you ever had to have the move-out combo? No, well, I mean, up until recently, I suppose. But you never had roommates or anything when you were married. Like, you guys never had to, like, live with anybody at the same time. Well, so you never had to, like, kick anybody out together.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, no.
Like, I've had to, like, tell people to move out.
That's probably the worst.
It's very uncomfortable.
I would feel like it wouldn't be only one conversation. Like, one conversation would start, but then it would just trickle into something else. Like, oh, you went to the mall and you bought the shirt. And then, like, you would just forget about the conversation.
Well,
and
it ends up being multiple conversations.
Only when you're mad.
Yeah, and I've had this kind of conversation many times with many people because I've lived in many different places. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I know, God, I'm bragging.
Put an ad out for that.
I know. Well, no, I'm not single. Partnered white male. Well, no.
Oh, wait. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to write it now. Well, at the end of this, we should type out what our ad would be if we're looking for a roommate. Jennifer Jason Leigh at this point in the movie is giving her moodiest best. Like this is
she's
like
so good right here.
She escalates it like at just the right part.
This is where she brings the shoulders out. She's great. Like, she's a woman.
Yeah, she's making it work. And also, this is where we really see that Bridget Fonda is like a good foot taller. Than Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Oh my gosh,
like,
when did that happen?
Bridget Fonda is like Brigitte Nielsen Fonda. Like she's a fucking Wonder Woman.
Absolutely,
like, it's insane.
She grew like a foot and a half. You know, through the film, you can see her just growing.
It's like Attack of the 50-foot fucking woman.
Oh
like, she is.
There's that shot where
the streets of New York.
She goes to that one club, the S&M club.
Yeah, and the leather club.
You know, she starts following her behind her, and she should start fading, like looking smaller. But Jennifer Jason Leigh is following Bridget Fonda, and Bridget Fonda starts looking bigger as opposed to looking smaller when she's
like
walking away from her.
It's like that camera trick they use in Lord of the Rings.
50-foot woman. Oh.
Okay, so Allie's boss, whose name is Mitchell, played by Steven Tobolowsky, or whatever the fuck his name is, has not paid her yet and has been taking advantage of her time and whatever it is that she's good at, so, which is, her software designing awesomeness. Either way, he's getting handsy now and more comfortable with it, but Allie is shy and not really saying anything to defend herself. She has more hotel sex with hottie Sam to fill in the plot holes. Yeah. And, I was thinking, do you think that these actors who participated in this film, or any actors who had participated in these steamy, erotic, Skinamax type of thrillers back in the 90s, do you think they ever go back and watch these movies?
Oh, no. Well, maybe just for the sake of, watching the comparison of their bodies.
You don't think Bridget Fonda goes back and watches this now, like Bridget Fonda today?
No, that would make her cry.
She would. There's no way.
No, I don't think so. Well,
Jennifer Jason Leigh probably.
Oh yeah,
Jennifer Jason Leigh probably. I think Jennifer Jason Lee's a Gemini. We should look that up.
Maybe.
Yeah, we need to find out if Jennifer Jason Leigh is a Gemini, because that's really good to know. That's food for thought. Allie finds Hetty one night openly flirting with Sam with an open shirt, wearing nothing but panties underneath. Before Hetty goes to bed, she kisses Allie on the neck. In the middle of the night, Allie wakes up to the sounds of Hetty moaning and masturbating with her door wide open. She goes out to investigate, and when she is caught, she accidentally leaves Buddy, the puppy, out in the hallway. The next morning, she has made Sam and herself breakfast as Sam fixes a broken piece of their 11th floor balcony fence. When Allie wakes up and sees this, she is clearly annoyed and invites Sam to check out alternative apartment options. Hetty offers them dinner, but they decline. Is it me, or can we just see the death of the dog coming at this point?
I knew it already. I just knew it was going to happen, so before it even happened, I was literally like, she's going to choke the dog to death. She's going to choke the dog to death. And as soon as I said that, I look at the screen, the dog's literally out the window. It didn't happen how I thought it was going to happen, but the dog was out the window.
100%. Like, the minute that she kicks the dog, I was like, oh my god, they're going to fucking kill that dog. I was like,
she doesn't care about that dog. It was just a form of attention and, like we said earlier, emotional entrapment.
Yeah, a manipulation tactic just to keep the girl, keep her lesbian lover with her.
Every time she showed her the dog, she would just look at Allie's reaction to the dog as opposed to looking at the dog like, oh, look at a puppy,
It's like every time Ryan Coe tells a joke, he looks at me for this weird approval.
We love Ryan Coe.
Yeah, no, of course, but it's like,
yeah,
of course
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
this was a bad analogy. That's not what I meant. I love you, Ryan. But
those one friends that they say a joke and they're waiting for your reaction.
Yeah, you do it sometimes too.
I do it all the time. I need your reaction so I can move on.
I love it.
Because I'll repeat myself. Yeah, until you react.
Until you react. It's funny. Back at Gypsy, and I'm just I make sure all of our windows and all of our, everything is so secure.
Leave Gypsy
because
alone.
of the dogs. And we're only on the 4th floor, Imagine an 11th floor apartment, and
Jumping off the couch is scary enough. We run towards her when she's going to leap off the couch.
Yeah. Hetty had to have pushed this dog or thrown this dog from this apartment floor.
There's no... Absolutely, she did it. Yep. Yeah, she did that.
Okay, so Sam and Allie apartment hunt, and when they come home, they are horrified to find out that Buddy has fallen, quote unquote, from the hole in the balcony fence.
It was such a sad scene.
Horrific, and they show it. They show the corpse of this puppy. It's not something that they shy away from. It's really, really terrible.
They want you to watch the movie.
Allie quietly blames Hetty for leaving the window open, but Sam takes responsibility for not having fixed the fence properly. Hetty gives Sam pills to give to Allie to have her rest, and Hetty puts on a show for Sam, only for him to reject her in a very, very uncomfortable scene.
We love that.
What did you think of this one?
Is this the best dramatic door close ever?
And it's the noises that she's making are so
I just love it because why? She's
and it's he doesn't want to be a bad guy. And this, I guess, goes with, saying that Sam's a good guy. He kind of is. He doesn't want to, be that asshole that, completely shuts her down because she's, full on trying to make out with Sam.
Sam was just, in the background fixing stuff, just being a man, answering the phone.
He's trying to redeem himself.
His ex-wife is a crazy one. All these girls are crazy.
He cheated on Allie.
There's something going on with Sam and that nosy neighbor.
What are you turning this
There's
into?
something going on between them, and both
Dallas.
of them were trying to corrupt these girls, and there's something going on.
next single gay male.
That was the plot all along, literally.
Okay.
There's something going on.
The noises that she makes as he's like trying to like just keep his cool and like just not like be like an open piece of shit. Like
I'm not gonna lie, I then grew obsessed with her. I grew obsessed with that very moment.
You grew incest with her.
Oh no.
You grew obsessed with Hetty.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm into her now.
Is Jennifer Jason Leigh attractive? Is this a weird question?
Yeah.
Because clearly I'm a big old homosexual, but like, wow, like, is Jennifer Jason Leigh like unconventionally hot?
Well, like if in boy term, like back,
like from like a straight male perspective, like did a straight male watch this and was like, God damn, she hot?
Yeah, I think so.
They probably did, right? They were like titties.
I mean, she's got the body that'll just aim for any type of appetite.
JJL is probably 5'1".
She owned those heels she was walking in. She owned them, and she just like stood up taller and became Taylor Swift.
She's a Swiftie too, probably. I bet. Allie wakes up having overslept for an important meeting with her douchebag rapist boss. This is where we find out this is where we find out that Hetty has not just taken Allie's clothes, as Graham previously implied. She's bought carbon copies. Not having the time to really deal with it or consider, she makes it to her meeting with her boss, who basically sets her up for an unnecessary and unsuccessful date rape scenario. All she wants is to be paid for her strange clothing mabobber thing that she's created, and instead he's trying to get his dick sucked.
And let me tell you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there was this one thing going on back in the 90s, I remember, where everybody used to use that, oh, you're so tight line, like...
I was thinking that too.
It's like this line that everybody used back then. Oh, you're so tight. Let me just, rub you off.
And it's funny because when you give me back rubs now, like, I fucking feel that.
Yeah, now you feel,
oh my God, dude, I am so tight.
Yeah, like, I feel the difference when I get massages now, and I'm just like, you know what? I shouldn't feel like this. You're right, I am tight. Like,
no, I'm tight as fuck. But, like, when he says that to her, I was thinking the same thing. Like, oh, shit, all these sleazebags always say that to these poor women who are in, like, a prey position. Like, who are being preyed upon.
Yeah.
And it's so gross.
There's just that one line. I'm actually going to use that one line later on, too.
You should. Allie clocks Mitch in the crotch and escapes. And, of course, Hetty is there to wipe her tears, give her the men are pigs speech, and blackmail Mitch via telephone, with Allie replying to Hetty, "Gosh, Hetty, I hope you never get mad at me."
That look that she gives her when she's saying that, she's like, "You crazy bitch."
Yeah, and it's a quick cut because they go right to the next scene, but they do a quick exchange of a glance with each other, and it's like, I think at that moment it's when Bridget Fonda really knows that
this bitch crazy.
She's dealing with a borderline personality disorder. Crazy. Next is where the movie starts kicking into gear, I guess you could say. We get the famous hair salon scene where Hetty takes Allie to get her hair done. Hetty goes upstairs, Allie stays downstairs, and when Hetty comes down, she's also got Allie's auburn fire Peter Pan bob to boot.
It's the hair.
It's the hair. And then Allie says, "You gotta be kidding me," which is gold. And I mean, they legit look like twins.
She's like, "Well, I thought you'd be happy."
I
thought it would make you happy.
Tell me, would you mind?
And she says, "Well, you should have asked first."
I mean, you got so mad at me the day that I accidentally broke your hat.
Well, I mean, like, it's because you put it back like it didn't happen.
Well,
and
but
I was like...
And also, like, you didn't want me to wear your hat. Like, let's be real.
What?
You didn't want me to wear your hat.
It's my hat. You shouldn't have been wearing it.
Exactly. So, like, imagine if, like, I'm trying to think of, like, another example. Like, if I came home and you had completely baked your head and we didn't talk about it, I'm trying to think if I would be like, "Oh my God, like, how fucking dare you?"
Oh.
But, like, no, I probably would have been like, "Oh, that's great," because I'm the one who offered to bake your head. Yeah. So maybe that's a bad example.
Well, what if you didn't offer, like, just...
And I just came home and you had baked your head.
And I was, like, sitting here, like, with your dog on my lap, and I was like, "Hey, I'm watching this
and you were watching
single white female movie."
Oh my God. Maybe that's subconsciously why I wanted to do this movie.
No way.
Was because we're, like, growing more and more alike every day.
Yeah, the idea of me getting a Ouija board tattoo on my chest existed forever, so I don't know what you're talking about. And the music notes on my arm.
This just got really fucking spooky.
It just happened last night.
You know what? We're gonna move on.
Moving on.
They return home, and Hetty takes a shower, exclaiming into the mirror, "I love myself like this."
Oh, I love when she says that.
It's a really good delivery.
That's one of the best lines in that movie as well.
And this is kind of like
there's
where
a couple.
Like I said, there's a lot of good, like, what could be throwaway lines, but the way that Jennifer Jason Leigh delivers them is fucking
on point. I love how I look.
While showering, Allie goes through Hetty's things, more specifically the shoebox finally, and we discover some truths about Hetty finally. So her real name is Ellen Besh. She had a twin sister who died in a drowning at a picnic when they were 9, not as a stillborn like Hetty had originally suggested. And they also shared a dog. The scene ends quickly, and it's nighttime, and Allie is now following Hetty to a leather club in the guts of the city and is shocked to learn that Hetty is using her name and pretending to be her too.
Isn't that great?
It's actually a really tame scene for what, like, I wanted. I remember the scene being a lot more sensual and sexy when I was younger, but watching it now as an adult, it went by too fast, and I don't feel like I got what I needed out of it. First off, there's no sex happening at this sex club.
And then it's the woman offering the sex.
Yeah, and her voice is dubbed.
You want to party, or what does she say?
What does she say? Tell me what she says.
Do you want to play?
Come here and play with me. I don't know. She probably doesn't even have an accent.
She says something. I don't think she does.
And what is the song that's playing when they go into the club?
Oh my gosh, really?
It's like some...
That was the Boosh song.
It's like some essential Enya song.
Oh, no, you're right, yeah.
It's like...
That's the one that we all used to...
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah, we all heard that song as kids, lighting up the incense.
Yeah, like at night, like you'd wake up, like after like watching like fucking... Yeah, like you're watching Nick at Night, like Wonder Years or something at 2 a.m, and then you wake up at like 4 to go to the bathroom, and you hear the compilation of Enya songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you would just go to Target and press the Soundscapes button.
Yeah, and that's like the first song that would.
It was the first song that used to come out in the Soundscapes.
That's the song that they chose for this sex club. Anyway. Allie goes back home and tells Graham what's been going on. Graham, the gay voice of reason, tells Allie that Hetty has to go. He also tells Allie that all this time he's been able to hear everything through the vents. Unbeknownst to either of them, Hetty has broken into Graham's apartment. Allie goes back downstairs, duct tapes the vent in her apartment. Why? I'm not sure, because I doubt that would keep the noise out. And Graham calls a friend of his to get some advice on Hetty's condition. He discovers Hetty in the apartment, thinking at first it's Allie, but then realizes it's Hetty, who attacks him with a crowbar that's used to keep his front door locked.
It's kind of weird, whatever mechanism he's using there to lock that door. I still can't understand it.
I'm kind of just going with the idea that their apartment is in such a state of disarray, the whole complex, that they just have to kind of like make ends meet. So
I think so. It's one of those like divorcee apartments where it's like, well, rent is $400, and you know, you got your lawyer over here, you got your doctor over here for your prescriptions, you've got the Graham the actor's on the 12th floor, and his door don't lock. Exactly, but he knows everything.
Do you know what the word? Do you know what the word hypervigilant means?
Hypervigilant? Well, I think it's maybe more like a person that's more crime like prone, like higher than the next person.
Someone who like would kill or hurt somebody, I imagine.
Yeah, right? I think because of vigilant being vigilante type, and then hyper is just...
I guess just put 2 and 2 together. That's a word that Graham uses to describe Jennifer Jason Leigh, so I meant to Google it, but I forgot. And I really love the relationship between Graham and Allie, and I wish that there was more of it in this movie. Because I feel like...
There's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been some character development that could have been really explored.
I feel like they're just going to be in love forever, and they're eventually going to turn out to be Will and Grace.
Maybe if we got a Single White Female 2 that was like a legit sequel to this film, because there is a sequel called Single White Female 2, The Psycho. Maybe they could have explored it. Anyway, Allie calls Hetty's father and leaves him a voice message. Allie finds Hetty in the shower, where her bloody clothes are soaking in the sink. She says the blood is a result of her period. And finally, Allie breaks up with Hetty, and Hetty doesn't take it well. Hetty calls Allie so fucking weak, and we see more of an unhinged version of Hetty. And then,
how do you make the crazy crazier?
I know. And right then, Hetty's father calls back. Allie tells Hetty she is expecting a call from Sam, who has been out of town since the death of Buddy, to which Hetty promises she'll forward the message. Sam does call, Hetty answers, and she then goes to his hotel, impersonating Allie. She sucks Sam's dick, who comes in her mouth. When she blackmails him, he turns the tables on her and threatens to expose her to Allie. Hetty stabs him in the eye with the heel of one of her shoes, killing him.
Best kill shot ever.
It's really one of the most iconic shots of the movie,
It's so good. And I wonder, was that ever the first kill by a heel done in the movie?
You know what? From my knowledge, or based off of what I know, I would say yes.
Like, I never Googled it after the movie or when I saw the movie, but I wonder if that was like the first kill ever from a heel.
We are watching this on mute right now as we do this podcast, and it's happening
so funny
at this moment.
Like right at
so
that
it's
moment.
so funny. Yeah.
Because this is when she proceeds to put on her radiation coat that I like to and makes her way back to the mothership.
She literally does look like she works in a fucking, like, chemical plant.
I don't know why that big trench coat thing is like foil looking.
She looks like Napoleon Dynamite.
Black shadows.
She's such trash. It's wonderful. And
Look at her.
Nobody likes being told that they're crazy. And I love how she goes into the whole, like, Allie's my best friend. I love her. She loves me. Who was there for her when her boss tried to rape her spiel. And she believes that she's sane. And this is the part where she has finally snapped. I remember going back to the pay-per-view days of when I would watch this, like, on repeat back when I was 6. There was no removal of any of the tit shots. Those were just there for my 6-year-old eyes to see as often as I wanted, no matter how many times I've been to this movie. But the part where it shows Steven Weber, like, flail his legs over the side of the bed.
Oh, yeah. His penis shot.
His penis.
Well, you'd see, like, the balls from the back.
Yeah, you see all of it. You see his penis right here on this DVD.
Okay.
But back when I would watch it on pay-per-view, there was a bright red warning label that would pop up and fill up the entire screen. Yeah, and it would say warning expletive or some shit.
Yeah,
it would say
always
something insane.
Pissed me off as a kid how it's like, why can we see her boobs but we can't see his balls?
Yeah, so while this movie is literally called Single White Female, Jennifer Jason Leigh's tits, we were not able to see Steven Weber's little Steven Weber at all. But thankfully, we're able to see it on
He was
this
very
DVD.
proud of his moment, though. He was very proud of his moment. We have to acknowledge that.
Yeah. This is the last leg of the movie. Hetty goes on a cleaning spree after murdering Sam. She makes use of the incinerator that we thought we would never see again.
But I actually knew that incinerator was going to come in handy. I knew it in the beginning of the movie when they showed the apartment and they showed us the incinerator and we were like, what? That incinerator is going to be used later, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And that laundry room. I said, if there's a building with an incinerator and a laundry room that looks like it belongs in a prison, then sign me up. I'm there.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think that this whole building just pays a little bit of a homage to Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It kind of does, huh? Just like the way that it's set. Like this is
I'm telling you, it's just that tone of movies and that whole series that you said. Like, if we put them together without them having to do anything with each other and they just be these mini series, that would be right there along with
it. I think so too. So like I was saying, she makes use of that incinerator that we thought we would never see again, burning all of the clothes that she's garnered throughout the length of the movie. Allie, thinking Hetty is actually trying to make peace, offers to make breakfast for once. While doing so, she sees on the news that Sam has been murdered. She finds Hetty's bloodied high heel that was used to stab him with.
Woohoo, iconic.
Yes. Now, Allie has to get out now, obviously, so she uses Graham as an excuse, but Hetty knows better and finally reveals to Allie that she killed Sam for, quote, coming in her mouth and then beating the shit out of her for wanting to tell her.
Coming in her mouth.
Oh, God. This is such an uncomfortable
She never mentioned
moment.
that she actually fell on his dick.
Yeah.
Face first, but okay.
It's such a narcissistic, insane moment, and I almost said Jennifer Love Hewitt. Can you imagine Jennifer Love Hewitt in this role?
You know what?
Holy shit. If they...
I think I can imagine her. She had that type of body.
If they
back
did a
in them days.
remake of this in like 2002, Jennifer Love Hewitt totally could have played Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah.
Who would have played Bridget Fonda?
Who would have played Bridget Fonda?
I wonder.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell.
Who would be like, no way.
That could have been fun. That would have been my dream cast,
but
of
there
course.
has to be like a similarity, kind of like how
I know.
these two girls have something. Neve Campbell and Jennifer Love Hewitt are so
They're
body
so
type different.
fucking different.
Anywho.
Anyway, I really like the delivery of Bridget Fonda when she says, "You didn't do it, Hetty. You couldn't have. Why?"
Yeah, that why?
And then I love the moment where Hetty says, "Who is this Hetty anyway?" It's a very stepfather moment.
Oh yeah, that one film with what's his name? Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
That one film with what's his name?
That one movie with what's his name?
You looked to me like waiting for me to finish, and I told you, no, that's it. That's all.
So do you think that Jennifer... I want to call her something else now that we're almost done with the movie. I almost said Jennifer Lawrence this time.
So just initial her.
Yeah, JJL. Do you think JJL could have gone more psycho?
I believe that she could have gone way more crazier. I mean, she kept herself really cool, collected. She could have been worse. She just kind of had like this mean mugging face the entire time. And she did really bad things.
Yeah, and I guess she really didn't need to, like, lose it until the last, 12 minutes or so.
When they pissed her off.
Yeah. What do you think of all the shadow work, especially in this last quarter of the
love
film?
that shot of where Hetty watches Peter Pan's shadow get dressed. And it's, to me,
a good one. What a good comparison.
Yeah, her silhouette is just so perfect.
This is super Peter Pan-y, huh?
Yeah, the short hair, the perfect silhouette.
And she is the shadow.
She's like Wendy in the background, just waiting for her to take off and take her flying.
Yeah, I love that. So they go to Graham's where Hetty dyes her hair and then tapes Allie to a chair. And
that
tape. The tape. Let's talk about the tape. Do you think that the tape could actually hold someone the way that it's holding
I believe
Allie?
Tape can actually hold people the way that tape was holding Allie in that scene. Depending on the tape, of course. No, I just can't get it.
Because I was listening to another podcast about this film and they were saying, oh, this is so unbelievable. There's no way that this tape could hold her. And it's like, well, I mean, she looks heavily subdued.
Yeah.
Hetty leaves to cash a check. Someone in the office tells her that her father has been calling for her. The receptionist asks her if she's an actress, considering her hairstyle is different every time she sees her. When she gets back to Graham's, the superintendent is just about to enter, as the volume on the television has been turned up to the max by Allie inside.
Very smart.
Yeah, she makes an excuse to get rid of them, backhands the shit out of Allie.
Great slap. Great backhand. I love that.
It's the best backhand.
She's so angry. It's so great.
She goes on a tangent about how something similar happened with a girl in Tampa prior to all of this. And, I wish we would have heard about that before this, because I think, again, more development would have been nice. Hetty holds a knife to Allie's throat, and Allie tells Hetty, "Don't make me leave you, Ellen."
Don't make me leave you, Ellen.
It's so good. Hetty breaks down into Allie's lap and sobs. I think this is where personality number 2 is officially broken, and we see a wallet on the ground that Allie quietly kicks away off screen. Elsewhere, Allie's boss is quite upset to find out all of Allie's software is being deleted from his own computer.
All data irretrievably lost?
All of it. So
Due to unpaid bills.
Yes, she has hacked her way in and is demanding payment. If she doesn't get it, he doesn't get the software to stay on his computer.
I love how he asked the assistant, turn them off, turn them all off.
She don't give a fuck.
She didn't even flinch. She's doing ready to clock out.
Looking at her nails, waiting for lunch. So Allie has Hetty thinking they're going to be leaving the country together or something of the sort. And in order to do so, they will need Graham's wallet, which Allie saw in the living room while she was tied up. She asks Hetty to go find it, and when she goes to look for it, Allie seeks help over the 90s internet. Hetty intercedes. Allie gets tied back up again. Hetty is now trying to find ways to remove Allie's body from the building once she has killed her. She then takes a suitcase back up to Graham's apartment, where Allie's boss is waiting. He's tracked the hack back there, and he breaks his way in after confronting Hetty, who, of course, kills him by shooting him in the face.
Jeez, she went all assassin on him with that pillow over the head.
Now, do you think that would actually make any noise?
Well, that's what they used to do the pillows for, so it would work as a filter.
So, but do you think that it would actually be as quiet as every movie conveys?
Not as quiet. It would sound like a hammer as opposed to a shot, or like just something.
Because it always makes it look like it would be so fucking silent.
Really
like really, that pillow over the head would really.
Like, don't we know at this point what a gun over a pillow sounds like? So that's that sound. Obviously, somebody's getting killed over there.
That's insane. Allie and Hetty then go into the most insane catfight ever. That goes from Graham's apartment to the elevator to the basement to the fucking air vents.
That is such a good fight.
And it's
such a good fight.
It lasts for the last 15 minutes of the movie, which I think is so blissful. Yep. Like, you don't get a lot of, like, really good
female fights.
And
I mean, what was the last female fight you saw that was actually really good besides Sarah and Nancy?
And The Craft. They did really well.
To me, would be like Uma Thurman and Vivica Fox.
Uma Thurman and everybody in all of those movies. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of good horror films where a lot of women characters fuck people up.
Yeah.
But this scene, goes on, and they really, really give it to each other. I mean, at one point, Hetty even has a fucking hook, and it's like a 3-minute section where she's just going at her with a hook.
She has an incinerator, for God's sake. She doesn't need anything else.
I mean, but they don't use the incinerator. They kind of just like hint that the incinerator is going to to be used, and they tease us with it, and they don't give it to us the way that they should have. Maybe
it's been a Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Yeah, had they dropped Freddy in on us, it would have been a different story.
Crazy white Freddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy single white Freddy.
Single white Freddy. So Allie drops from the ceiling that she's been hiding up in the rafters of, and stabs Hetty in the back with a screwdriver multiple times. She watches Hetty die in her arms. Later, Allie gives us a voiceover telling us she's moving on, forgiving Hetty for murdering Sam, and for everything else as well. And we close the film on a pretty cool shot of two torn photos of both JJL and Beefon taped together to make one face.
Yeah, that is such a good shot, and I hate that the credits went and just rolled out like so quickly on that shot.
Yeah, the movie ends pretty quickly.
Because had you not explained to me what that was, I would have literally like never got it. But because the credits roll out like so quick on it. But now that when you told me, like I literally freeze and I like look at the picture and I'm like, oh, that's such a great shot.
And it kind of gives you the impression that Hetty was really trying to take over the identity of Allison.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool way to end the movie, I think. I don't like the way the narration is what we're left with. Because, again, a lot of movies did this in the early 90s. Poison Ivy kind of ends the same exact way.
Yeah, so then what do we find out what happened after this? Like, what's up with Allie's trauma?
That's it.
There has to be some postpartum.
We don't. I mean, I'm sure she didn't get a roommate after this, and I'm sure she stayed single for a minute. And
yeah, I'm sure.
We never got the single white female too that we probably deserved. But
we can do that now. Like, I believe now, modern time, we can do that, and something has to happen. Yeah. And who would play her?
Bridget Fonda probably would not return to acting. I mean, she's kind of Shelley Duvall.
Just smoke some weed in the background.
No, I mean, Google Shelley Duvall. Google Bridget Fonda now. And
I haven't, but I've heard, but I haven't.
I'm going to let you stay on air for this.
No, it's not really nice.
Bridget Fonda is not coming back for Single White Female to our version. Ooh. In the meantime,
oh my word!
She doesn't have to work again.
She's married to Daniel. She doesn't use the valet.
I think it's funny that both Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh had the option to play either one of these roles, and they both chose the latter.
You guys, we took notes.
And you know what? We came up with our own plot synopsis, and so now I guess all we do is come back next week and talk about another movie. But before we get into what we're going to talk about next week, and before we get into anything else, we should, Alex, do you recommend Single White Female?
I do recommend Single White Female if you have time for it. Yes.
You know what?
I actually would recommend it. You know what? And it's a really good film to be watching right about this time for the season. I like these movies during November, something good to just cuddle up with. And this is a really good cuddle up film. I would do it.
Because it's a fall movie.
Yeah, really.
It's got that fall vibe.
Yeah, and those backdrops of the New York City and the landscape and the color in the sky, like that pinkish orange, is just so perfect for the fall. So
I showed you all my notes and how I wrote probably 4 or 5 times, I love New York. I love New York.
Yeah, it's a good movie and it has something for everybody, I believe. And you'll recognize a lot of the actors in this film that you are familiar with. You feel comfortable with it.
Yeah, it's not a perfect movie by any means.
Yeah,
there's a lot wrong with it. It didn't not age well. It came out in 1992, but it holds up just fine. It's trashy.
Yeah, it has as much clean, good sex as it could have had back in the 90s, I believe. So you don't have to shush nobody out of the room. Everybody can watch it.
Yeah, you're not going to see anything worse on FX.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, nowadays, yeah.
I get what you're trying to say. And it's not overly bloody. It's not very violent. No. It's a good way to kill 108 minutes.
It's the Home Alone of thrillers.
Sure. Okay. I feel like
Lost in New York.
I feel like they probably could have shaved off a good 15 minutes and it would have been a little bit tighter. But at the same time, I still wanted more development from a little bit more departments of the film. I feel like
you wanted her to go psycho.
I did want her to go a lot more psycho.
Ballistic,
I wanted
psycho,
a lot
crazy.
more of that. I just wanted to see more like Glenn Close. I wanted to see, I want to see what the poster is suggesting. And this movie has a great poster. All these movies have the greatest posters from this time.
Well, it came from a book, bud.
You know what? Yeah, I have to keep that in mind. This was a novel that was adapted into.
So read the book. It's
film.
probably grosser.
Maybe we'll have to give the book a shot one day.
Yeah.
I will definitely tell people, if you love Jennifer Jason Leigh or even just appreciate Jennifer Jason Leigh, this is a Jennifer Jason Leigh film through and through. This is her film. I wish there was more psycho on her end, but I'll take what I can get because I haven't seen her do anything like this since then. And who knows if we ever will.
Yeah. She's hot.
Both her and Bridget Fonda are great.
She looks like the killer from Scream 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
She looks like a killer from the Scream series, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, we have the spooky season quickly approaching us. So I think for the next few episodes, we're more than likely going to be talking about something related to the Halloween season, I imagine. So Halloween. I don't think we are going to tell you right away what we're going to be talking about next.
Because we don't know.
Okay, that's right. We don't know. This is basically a whim. It's a whim of a thing that we're doing, guys.
We're going to go spin the wheel.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go just revel in the fact that we fucking finished. Oh my God, I can't talk. We finished our first episode. We did it, and I think that that's a good place to start.
We did it. What are you doing?
Yes, high five. Let's loudly high five.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for episode 2, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, bye.
Bye.